This is going to be a very short video. I just found a piece of paper of mine that said Grover Cleveland is George Washington. He played twice because once to come back into life as 22, one to make creation, and to come back as the first president in between Grover Cleveland and Grover Cleveland. Who was the 23rd president? George Washington, between 1 and 3, one of the first 4 presidents came back to life. In fact, I think the first founding fathers may have been a reflection of Roosevelt, okay, which Roosevelt happens to be the chicken with the red cock on his head, okay? So somehow some of the first presidents have come back once, twice, if not 3 times, in which Barack Obama, since he's number 43 in actuality, he comes back as the predecessor of JFK. So 43rd, 34th is the same president. He came back right away from JFK in 63 to 73 to 83 to 93. 40 years, 50 years later, Barack Obama comes back as possibly JFK. I'm not quite sure. I'm just throwing things around right now. But this one says the 1771 Tea Party. In between that is the sun, number 54. Mickey's ears are the 2 moons. It takes 5 years for the electronics to connect on each side. 4 on this side, 4 on that side. There is no 6. It's 4, 5, and 5, 4. That's the way it is to 99. And Grover Cleveland and the presidents have come back again. Reincarnation. Ha ha ha. They're trying to trick us. Do I think it's impossible? Absolutely not. Do I think it's very possible? Absolutely, completely possible that one of these presidents have come back more than once, and since it takes 3, okay, to make one mind, that means there's one mind that holds 3 minds in mind. 3 on the left, 3 on the right. He has 6 minds plus his mind and his own. He has 9 and 6 and 6 and 9. So are we assuming the 6th president and the 9th president, or the 1st president and the 3rd president came back? But if 1 and 3 comes back, that'll be 13 or 31. 18 from 13, because you don't become a man until you become 90. 90 tells us George W. Bush and Jimmy Carter are both coming back as 90, because 90 in roulette brings you all to I, and I. They've been here before. Definitely 100%. Are they the first 2 to return? I don't think so. But being at 44, you need a V and a V and a V and a V, because one line goes this way for 15, one line goes this way for 15, one line goes this way for 15, one line goes this way for 15. Now we made a complete box. Now we have 60. Now we make one line across in the center, one line across in the center here, 10, 10, 60, 70, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're now at 80 of 90. That means, again, we're back to the 16th of November, of Valentine's Day, of these 2 90-year-old presidents who have been reincarnated, is the way I'm seeing it. And there's a chance that all 3 of them, because 13 presidents later, from Herbert Hoover, and now they're at Hoover Dam, is Barack Obama. 13, 31, 13, 31, 18 in between. The ages, or the presidencies, between the 13th and the 44th is 31. Who was the 1st and 3rd presidents? George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Was it not that? Which ones were they? Somebody's come back again. They didn't go till 1989, the presidencies. 89, 99, 09, makes 25 years, 225 years, 2 eggs. 15 times 15 is 225. 9 times 25. So is it the 25th president? No. You have to remove from the left 1.5, from the right 1.5. Bring you to 23.5. The only one who can go to 23.5 is Herbert Hoover, making the in-between 23 of both sides of 22 to 22nd and 24th president. So these presidents that are in here now, that are grinning, have been here before, and they know it. Now you could take whatever I say for a grain of salt, but I doubt that I'm wrong at this. 8-year-old boy, okay, growing into his mind. Why? Because 8 years and 5 years from the time you lose your front teeth, and 8 years to become the 5 and 13, 13 times 5 is 65. When you become 90, you become 18 times 5. 18 and 13 is 31. 13 and 31 is 44. 44 are the angles. 44 is V and V. 44 is when you put an up V, and then you put a down V. One of the V's stays at 22. The other V only becomes number 2 as the angle of the up V, because the bottom V, okay, when you have your Mercedes sign, you're going up. This is the corner. Can you see sort of like the corner of the building forming over here where the sides drop and the sides drop? You've connected two sides of the building holding hands. Two presidents, one stable here, one stable here. One connector over here, number 22 Grover Cleveland. One connector over here, 22 Grover Cleveland, connecting the two sides. Why do I say that? Because 22, 13, 15, 15 and 13 make the moon. 22 and 24 make the other corner of the roulette wheel. In between 12 and 24, 12 is red, 10 is black, 22 and 24 are black. Now you connect the 10 with the 22 down over here, with the 24, 15 with the 13. Let me go again. 10, 11, 12. Take out the 12. You have 10 and 13 over here. Now you have 15 here. Now you have 17 over here. It's making the Superman sign from here to here to here to here. And then on this side is 22 and 24. So we have to connect black with black inside the roulette table. And see what, well, I know what it does already. There's a game and a game, my friends. We're seeing things that never existed before. I'm telling you a story that you can never believe. It can never be true what I say. But if I show you the numbers and you sit down with me, I'll show you number for number over the period of time of hundreds of years how everything comes back to 31 and 13. Where you're 5, then you're 8. Now that you're 13, you roll the rest of your life as 13. 13, 26, 39, 52, 65, 88, 101, 114. 114 is the pregnancy in which, in between 114, remove 30 is 84, which is 28, 28, 28. It's 3 connecting moons, bringing on the cycle of the pig's pregnancy of 114 days, which is 57, 57, which is Ison. At the same time evil is at their evil doings, the good must be on the way. The whole thing is, evil has 2-to-1 advantage. Why? Because A, they're here with us right now, and we don't know about the good. So because we don't know about the good, we might not give up our hands to the right people. Well, don't give up your hands to the right people. Unless they tell you why and how come, don't give up your hands. And if anybody wants you to leave from the place that you call home, then don't go. Dorothy said, all I want is to go home. So all you really want is to be home. Everybody knows where you are. The minute you leave your home, you're no longer there. You stay home, it's your home, and you wait for everybody to get home from school, or you pick them up early. What day is it today? It is the 13th, and it's a Thursday. The 14th is a Friday. The 15th is a Saturday. The 16th is a Sunday. 16th, I can't see this happening on the weekend. You see, I said the 16th for Valentine's Day. Now I can't see it happening to more or less a Monday when everybody is groggy. Everybody goes to work on the Monday. The kids are at school. So now I'm moving up forward to the 17th. And now I can't go any further. I can't go past the 17th. You know why? In French, they go 97. They say 77. They say 17, 10 and 7. 10 and 7 is 1, 0, 1, and 7. It's the part of the piano that it all began when they met at the 7th gate. So either it passes on Friday or Monday, but on Tuesday is the day. Tuesday is the day. The baseball is over. We're into the 11th week of the game of NFL. 11 and 6. Makes 17 weeks total. A and G again. 6 of the 6 face of man, of 8 and 3 spirit angel of man, of 7 and 4 of the Einstein theory, of 7 and 4. The only reason they have to wait, they must wait for the doorway to open. For the doorway to open. 8, 8, 8. This 8, okay, holds 8 here and holds 8 here. This one has 24 parts of 8. Then this one has 8 is 32 and this one has 40. This is the passage of the game. This is the short line railway from one side of Mars to the other side of Mars. When I stand it up this way, this becomes 5-pin bowling. A pin here, 2 pins on this end. This is 5-pin bowling, my friends. I own the bowling alley. You can bowl 450 in one game, 1,350 in 3 games, 1,804 games, but 1,350 is the Trinidado. El Trinidado, something's happened already in Jamaica, Trinidad, because they talk to me as I go. I don't know anything all the time, and I don't know anything half of the time, but the minute I start talking part of the time, it becomes all of the time, and whatever passes in between my own mind is what I say. Now I see them passing in Jamaica. M-A-I, A-I, 1 and 9, 1, 9 and 5. Hey, Messier, you are hot, my friend. There's a guy on here getting 10 times more hits than me. I don't know why we're not getting the same amount so we can share the information. But let me tell you one thing. No. You're putting out this information actually fantastic. Let them sit. Let the chickens sit on your roost. You know exactly what you're doing. It's more comprehensible when you do it. Even I can see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Messier. That is utterly fantastic. A, E, and I. What does O do? O is the whole world. A, E, and I fit in O. A and I is the 15th letter equals O. O plus E and A equals 21. E and I is where actually we begin at 5. We don't start at 1. We start at 5 to 9. 5 and 9 is 14. That's the cross of the back we go on. 5 and 9 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Now we have 5, 1, 4, 9. 1. 5 is 6, 4 is 10, and 9 is 19. Man on the moon of the 2 worlds. One world is his hip that points his toes this way. Ever see a man walking with his toes that way, going this way? Not really. When his hands are in the air, he can put them on his back, but now you can see the palm tree. See the palm trees? See the palm trees with the palm sticking out? So the only way to get into this world is to sit on this pivotable angle, and then to slide your way in on this angle into the world. You see, you're actually sliding in straight. This is what Hoover Dam is doing right now. This is what Hoover Dam is doing right now. It's pulling to a point where it's getting the energy in here and the energy out here. Have you ever seen the viscosity of the motor, of a motor running, how the oil seems to always go together? They need that on the earth. So they're making Herbert Hoover Dam move, move, move. 13 and 18, 31, H&H, Herbert Hoover, the 31st president, 30th president of creation. 15 and 15 is 30. We're into the 5th inning. The 5th inning because of the minds. When it rains cats and dogs, it's because you began to think. You began to think on your own. So he's the 30th president, and 6 times 5, which is the 4 and 5 sun, becomes the 5 and 6 man thinking on the other side of 4, because he's thinking out of this body. This is the last straw. This body. The straw, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Lion, and Dorothy of Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz, Kansas City. An energy cycle that will hit Kansas City because there's a suction right now that comes from the Great Lakes all the way down to Niagara. It goes all the way from where you have the starting of the energy, where it's actually coming out of the sky or beneath the ground, somewhere near Herbert Hoover Dam, that the energy flows down, the copper pulls it back by elastic band. The elastic band. The theory of the elastic band. It's going to pull it. Right now it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and then they're going to release it. Do you know how that's going to be released? The minute that rocket takes off on Tuesday? Will it be taking off before or after? Because if it happens on the Monday, and they take off on the after, they won't be slingshot between here and there. What they'll be doing is the minute that ship takes off, it'll be constantly building that strand of energy between Mars and Earth. Whatever Mars has to do with, Mars is a square, it's 4 parts of something. But Mars is more than a square. Mars has to come with 2 sides. 4 parts of something. Because a Mars bar, when you get a twin pack, it means there's a little bit more. It's got to be separated. Well, now it's going to create the O inside the cross of the Christ. So they go up to wherever they're going, and they continuously fly around like Superman, tying something, some kind of energy up into this world of copper and carbon, because that's what the mind needs to breathe. So therefore they put it under the water, where the fish are. And then they have the turnstiles of Hoover Dam on each side, giving it air and energy at the same time. When she reflects her energy, she's breathing. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. This has to do with the 90 days to Valentine's Day, 45 days to year 1, and 45 to one face. Because when one face rubs, it turns, it opens up. Instead of having just 8 corners, now every side has its own corners, but these are just blocked in. And if you take a look, this is the, look, here's your H. See your H? Your H, and if you put it this way, it's your A. You know how we know? Because this is going across. Here's the 2 points of your A. This is crossing your A. AC-DC power is what they're making right now. Between this Thursday and next Wednesday is when it must happen. Why? Because they're taking off, and they end the cycle of 5 days. And if they stop that cycle, what does that mean? They have to restart it again? Now they have to have more water, or the sediments are going to be pulling from what the sediments were on the beneath, on the bottom of Lake Mead. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I am trying to clean up. I have a small talus I gave to my computer. I'm going to put it on a little bit better. My Rubik's Cube, I'm dividing up all my pencils. I'm dividing up my books. I'm trying to put everything away. But one thing is, I might have to get rid of these guys. Anyways, before I let you go, the one thing I must say, if you know there's going to be a fire drill the next day, if you know there's going to be a fire drill tomorrow or on Monday, please, just for me, let's have a fun day. When there's going to be a fire drill in school, why send the kids where the bells are going to ring and it's going to make them crazy? If you know there's a fire drill in school the next day, keep your kids home. Keep your kids home. If there's a fire drill tomorrow, keep your kids home, so you can spend a day with them. You want to ring their bell? Well, you ring their bell. But don't have anybody else ring their bell. Well, they'll have to wait at least an hour by the time they get to class and get out of the class. And, Mommy, oh my God, what happened today? No. This is a story about Alice in Wonderland. Tomorrow there's going to be a fire drill, and I'm keeping my sons and my daughters at home. What are you going to do, Maggie? Maggie, are you keeping your kids at home tomorrow? Because there's a fire drill. The pomme, pied, which is a fireman in French, says the apple is on the wrong foot, which means when you walk into a fire on the wrong foot, then you are on the wrong foot of the fire. You are in the area of red. You are in the danger zone. I'm staying home tomorrow. What? I'm staying home tomorrow. I'm going to take out my little lawn chair, and me and my kids, tomorrow's for my kids. All for my kids. That's what I want. Tomorrow's for my kids. Do you understand? Tomorrow's for my kids. V on one side, V on the other side, V from below, V from above. Let's viva Las Vegas. See the square that's inside? It's actually a rectangle. So what am I talking about? Well, you asked me a question. I'm just answering your question. There's going to be a fire alarm tomorrow, and I don't want to send my kids to school. Well, Ronnie, you don't have any kids. Oh, then I have to tell my kid not to drive this car. Because if there's a fire alarm and he's driving his car, and he doesn't know, his car will catch on fire and he'll have to pull over to the side of the road. And if it's his head that's on fire and he's confused, then he really won't know where he's going, and he might just run into the back of somebody because he's driving too fast while there's a fire. So if there's a fire drill tomorrow or on Monday, you know what? Just because I'm going to make a national holiday, a Mr. Tackpan's national holiday, which starts on Friday and it ends on Wednesday next week. 3 days at home with Mommy and Daddy. Why? Because my kids, what about my kids? My kids? Oh, you have the flu. Oh, let's not go to school for, like the weekend is 2 days. Let's not go on Friday. Tomorrow is payday, right? So we'll take the kids to the bank. We'll show them how the bank works, right? Tomorrow's the bank. ROTH. Rother is a cousin of mine. He passed away. He passed away because he passed away from someone's mind. The stern of the boat. The elephants, the ellie of the giant ellies, icebergs. Elephants, giant icebergs, big giant icebergs that don't hear a word. You said, I heard. So, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, 3 days plus the weekend off. I want to see my kids a little bit more. Kids, guess what? No school Friday, no school Monday, no school Tuesday. Why? Because I love you. And on Tuesday, we're actually going to go to school, but we're not going to leave the house. We're going to watch the liftoff. Are they going to let us watch the liftoff of Rogers that's going up to Mars? So my kids will be able to stay home, prepare on Monday. They'll study. Let them study the liftoff of Mars and ask them what's happening to the prism in their own minds. But as far as I see, if there's going to be a fire drill or something, I want to stay home. But I want to stay home with my kids because I love them. Because I know if I stay home with my kids, nothing will stop me from staying with them. You can knock on the door all you want, but don't knock on my door for anything. If you don't know me, don't knock on my door Monday unless you need my help. But if you want to help me, don't knock on my door at all because I don't want any help. But if you're coming over because we want to help each other to stay in my house or in your house, if you're coming to my house, then I don't want to leave my house. I'm staying in my house because this is my house. I like my house. And I'm inviting friends over on Monday. But I don't want them to come over if they have kids because they have their own family. Unless you want to have a family affair in my house. But if there's a fire drill on Monday, let's stay home. Just because. It's fun. Enough said. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. In honor of our children, with the love of all, let us celebrate these next 5 days by calling it a national, universal, soldier, resident angel holiday of all time that has never existed before. 5 straight days of Mommy and Daddy. Thank you for watching. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. We have never left home, not once one day, but it's going to get a little rough, and a little rough it shall be. Thank you for watching.